Hi, my name is Carl Torsbins. I'm a former deputy warden in the New Mexico and the Arizona Department of Corrections, and I've been retired now for almost 3 years, but I'm still continuing to be in touch with prison issues and especially correctional officer training issues. So today's training video is going to be how to become a great correctional officer. The introduction is very simple. The first thing you need to realize, okay, in order to become a great correctional officer, is you must spend most of your time helping others. That means being a mentor, volunteering to become a field training officer, or anything in that capacity that you focus your energy and your expertise on helping others. And that's a very important part of becoming a great correctional officer. You must not only be willing to help others, but you must be willing to help the prison administration get their jobs done. And as time goes by, your field of knowledge will expand and your skill and your abilities will be enhanced. And not only will you become a great correctional officer, but you will also become a great asset to any department that hires you or promotes you within. Great employees spend most of the time helping others. However, that doesn't mean you have to exclude yourself. You also have to spend time making yourself successful. How do we do that? How do we become this successful person that we want to be without being selfish? Well, the key to the word to be successful is how you measure success. If you measure success on the success of others, then you're not being selfish. So it's very important that you understand that you can have both in this world. That is very difficult and very challenging most of the time. You have to have a purpose. A correctional officer doesn't just come into the gate, do their 8 and walk on out. There's lots of people around you. This is a human resource arena. This is where people meet. This is where people clash. This is where people serve long time, and a lot of times without hope or without some kind of skill to get back into the community once released from prison. So correctional officers have a tremendous amount of responsibility to improve their environment that they walk into. Okay, so what do you do with your time as a correctional officer? What do you do once you hit that gate and you're on the clock? Well, first thing you do is you organize your thoughts. Always know what you're going to do ahead of time. Being proactive is a good quality of a great correctional officer. Instead of taking care of yourself, take care of others as well. Take their six, have their back. Don't forget you're part of a team. It's so very important because your team, your company, the people that you hang out with are the ones that are going to have to respond when you get in the jam. And the way, let's be honest about it, the way you treat them is the way they'll treat you. The way you perceive them is the way they perceive you. It's sort of a karma world that we have to deal with. And the reality is that it is what you make it. So have a purpose. Find something that you're good at. Focus on it. Not just one singular item. And don't live in a singular dimension. But do as much as you can for others as well as yourself. Others means the administration. Others means your supervisor. Others mean inmates. Whether you like it or not, and most of us don't, inmates have privileges, they have rights, and they're entitled to certain things. And that's one of the things that we have to focus on, is that when we take care of our stuff, we take care of everything and not exclude willfully or deliberately those things that we don't agree with. So becoming a great officer also means keeping an open mind and an unbiased thought, so that when you hit the ground running, you're ready to do what you need to do. And you know, every day you come to work, there's something that needs to be done. Every day you go to briefing, or if you don't have briefing anymore, the shift supervisor tells you this is what we need to get done on this shift. So as a great correctional officer, you jump in there and you get it done, or help those that are assigned to it and get them done without compromising your post assignment. Don't just be the one to turn out the lights. Don't be the one to go out the gate and do your 8. This is not how you become a great correctional officer. Not only will your performance stand out, but you will become somebody. You will become a resource. You will become a person that they can identify to get specific things done. That's how you open the door to opportunity. By being a go-getter, by being a person that jumps in there and helps other people. If you have to stay late, do it. It pays off in the end. If you have to come in early, do it. Don't fight the feeling, because you know what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And as a great correctional officer, you will not only know what specific tasks need to be done, but how to complete them in time and with the resources given to you and available. So you have to go above the norm. You have to say to yourself, I'm going to step up and become a leader. Leaders are not positional. Don't think for 1 second that a supervisor, a warden, a director, that they're leaders. They're not leaders. They're positions. Leadership comes from within. Leadership comes from the ability to improve others, to keep others safe, to help, to mentor, and to be able to share that, those that not only follow you, but look at you as someone that they can get an answer from. Okay? So leadership is not positioning. Leadership is servitude. What that means is when you choose to become a leader, be prepared to serve. To be a great correctional officer, you've got to serve. You've got to step up. You've got to know who on your team delivers. You've got to know what needs to be done. And when the boss walks in, you can say it's done, or we're working on it, or we got it, boss. It's that simple. Knowing your environment and dealing with it before anybody else has to remind you to get it done. Okay, pick up a worthwhile mission. Depending where you work and what custody level you're assigned to, there's always something that needs to be improved. Whether it's property, mail, or whether it's the way that we do count. Lots of other things, transportation, hospital duties. Make suggestions. Identify issues that come up during shift, and tell your supervisor, maybe we need to look at these post orders. Maybe I have a suggestion. Will you listen to me? You don't have to be pushy. All you have to do is be yourself. Explain to them, express yourself. Create your own side projects. Stay busy. Try to look for improvement. Exceed and excel. Those are 2 words that will make you a great correctional officer. Exceed in what you're assigned to do, and excel by giving it 110% each and every time, no matter what the project is, because you don't get to choose them all the time. Okay? The thing about it is, we want correctional officers to be one of the best public servants that are out there. Now, I know the media slams us. They never say a kind word about us, and they only pick up the bad things that are printed or put on the television station. And that's sad. But aside from that, you've got one of the most important jobs in public safety, and that's to maintain a safe and secure prison that nobody else is going to volunteer to come into and work and do it for you. So in order to be a great correctional officer, you got to set aside all the distractions. You got to focus on what your job is. And you got to be able to not be disappointed when something negative happens in your environment. I know the company or the organization or the department is going to take a hit every now and then. I've taken my hits at times. But don't let that be a deterrent or a positive attitude. Being a great correctional officer means controlling your behavior, your moods, and your attitude. You are that guy. You are that gal. You are that person, the go-to person that they know will get it done on shift or any other time, whether you're out in the field on the escape or whether you're doing hospital duty or transport. You are that person that can go to and get it done. You remember that I said that when you work as a team, it's important that you lead and that you focus on what needs to get done. That's very well appreciated from within. And although, you know, in our business, we don't get too many pats on the back. Let's be honest about it. The truth is, if it feels good that you did it, and it feels good to the team that surrounds you, that's all that's necessary. A great correctional officer does not look for a pat on the back. A great correctional officer looks for improvement, solid teamwork, and unified stands in oppositional situations where they have to take care of business, and we stand as one. So if you're looking for the pat on the back, you must have just chosen the wrong occupation, because this is a job where you put your muscle where your mouth is. Okay? As simple as that. You've chosen a job, you put your muscle where your mouth is. You talk is cheap, but as a correctional officer, talk don't mean anything. I think we found this out in the first 6 months of our job, if not the first 3 weeks of our job. You gotta say what you mean what you say. Put muscle in your words. Muscle can also mean cell extraction. It can also mean use of forces. Always stand within reason of to be able to defend yourself and defend others. A great correctional officer will not shy away from helping a partner in need. They will not say things that they don't mean. They will put the muzzle to the mouth, because, like I said, if you're going to walk the walk, you better talk the talk. And if you talk the talk, you better put the muscle behind it, because people are going to get tested, and people are going to be able to determine whether you're a bogus, or you're a poser, or you're somebody that's sincere and respected. It's all about you. But the way you act and the way you carry out your duties will determine how others perceive you to be. So it's important. Remember that in corrections, we're limited to showing our personal side. It's okay to have personal interest and talk about them at work, but we don't talk about personal interest when it relates to the family, when it relates to the finances, when it relates to friendships and activities that we do that gives you a profile. Don't profile yourself in front of the inmates. Don't allow yourself to be exposed to your weaknesses, to your greeds, to your lusts. And for that fact, those things should never be discussed in front of inmates to start off with. Everyone talks about problems. Don't talk about your problems in front of inmates. Monitor yourself. Control yourself. Control those that work around you. Do not talk about your personal business. So if you're going to show your personal side, show a little bit your personal side. Those issues that you can discuss freely in a restaurant or a bar or anywhere else where you socialize. Just make sure that your personal interests don't overshadow your professional accomplishments. Don't compromise yourself. Very important. Sometimes when little people know more, little people, well, let me rephrase it. The less they know about you, the better off you are in this kind of field. So, how do you become a great correction officer? You got a better idea now? You got to work harder than everybody else. You've made a decision to become great. You got to work harder than everybody else. You got to go for the marathon. You can't go for the sprint. Doing a 100-yard dash in 11 seconds or less, that's great. And at the end, you're all worn out. But if you go for the marathon and you do that 26 point, whatever it is, miles, you still feel great, but you've accomplished a lot more. So go for the marathon. Don't go for the sprint. Pace yourself. Focus on your challenges. Focus on your energy. Manage your energy. Be careful. Don't let your body get away from you. By that I mean don't let fatigue consume you. Remember that stress and fatigue equal burnout. And that's a very important thing to remember in this profession, because you and I both know we have worked with people that, although they're great people and they do good work, they could do a heck of a lot better if they weren't so burned out. And burnout is a primary concern in the corrections field. So, other than what we've already talked about, other than you focusing on your health, on your mental focused capability, on your ability to share and to be helpful to others. Remember, being a great correctional officer encompasses all those qualities that we talked about this morning, and we share them. Nothing is kept to ourselves. Knowledge is public. It should not be private. The more you share, the richer you will be, in the sense of knowing that your success is based on the success of others. Thank you so much.